Then here, Nana, when you come to the conduction process, in the conduction, generally what you say here, suppose this is one rod or some material, solid, some solid, okay, whose coefficient of thermal conductivity is K, and the two ends are maintained at temperatures like some theta 1 and theta 2, where theta 1 is more, what my assumption, okay. Here problem is, Nana, directly if they ask, one end is kept at a constant temperature theta 1, other end is kept at constant temperature theta 2. Okay, like keeping this in steam chamber, keeping that in ice chamber. Okay, maintain constantly 100 degrees Celsius, 0 degrees Celsius. Then directly we should not say the amount of heat per second transmitted to the other end, means from here to there heat lost by this one minus, if theta 1 is greater than theta 2, heat lost, okay, from here to there is Ka into, generally we write delta theta, the temperature difference, by L, means minus Ka into d theta by, suppose at one particular part, in differentiation part we write delta theta by L, which is temperature gradient, that we write d theta by dx. I think you know it. Okay. Here, when you write the equation in the differential form, we have to integrate this part by taking dx to the other hand. So while differentiating, major problem is here, I think you already observed the temperature of the body changes, solid changes with the distance. Means already two variables are there. Means to integrate, we should not bring the third variable q by t. That's why generally what they say here, when you take this one is in steady state. Okay, steady state means, keep in mind, Nana, here in the rod, when you maintain this end is at 80 degrees Celsius and that end is at 20 degrees Celsius. Okay, of course, heat flows from high temperature to low temperature like this, as well as like this also. Okay, means heat passes through cross-sectional area as well as here perpendicular to the length. Like this is the length perpendicular to heat flows. Okay, this one what I am saying, it is called as longitudinal conduction. Here it is called as lateral conduction. Okay, perpendicular to the length lateral, parallel to the length longitudinal. Okay. So generally to avoid this type of conduction here, they say when you come to the advanced type of questions, clearly they mention the rod is logged. Okay. Logged means here the surfaces are actually completely here insulated. Means the heat cannot flow through this side walls, means through the sides. Okay, the heat will flow only through the length. Okay, such type of rod is called as logged rod. Okay, but when we come to the basic models, they won't mention. Okay, and directly there we consider this is longitudinal conduction. Okay, in that case also here, Nana, by logging the rod, here you actually stopped the lateral conduction. And number two, steady state means here the problem is when heat is flowing through the rod, since it is a conductor, it absorbs some amount of heat, Nana. Means here whatever the heat you are transferring from here to there is not completely transferred to the other end. Some part is absorbed by the material. Suppose at one cross section, okay, the temperature here, maybe in between 20 and 80 and 20, let it be some 40 degrees Celsius. Okay, that temperature, suppose constant while heat is transferring from high temperature to low temperature, then that state is called as steady state now. Okay, if at one particular cross section, what you assumed here, like some 40 degrees Celsius, suppose not constant, means the temperature at that particular cross section, suppose changes, means while heat is flowing, here temperature changes. At one instant it is 40, at other instant 41, at some other instant 42, like temperature is changing. Then you can say that at that particular cross section, it is taking some amount of heat. That amount of heat absorbed, I think you know in thermodynamics, the amount of heat absorbed by a solid is ms into delta T. We write delta theta, temperature. Okay. So here the amount of heat transferred per second means by dt is equals to delta theta by delta T I have to write, or d theta by dt I have to write. Okay. So here what he is saying, in steady state, I have to take this delta theta by delta T is equals to 0. Means with the time, the temperature at one particular cross section is not changing. Delta theta equals to 0. That implies theta is equals to constant at a cross section. Okay. This is called as what the steady state manner. Okay. That's why in steady state, whatever heat transferred from here to there is not absorbed by any part of the solid. That's why straight away the total heat, whatever you are transferring from high temperature to low temperature, reaches to the lower temperature part. Okay, without absorbing. That amount of heat transferred here to there without absorbing by the solid is minus Ka into delta theta by delta x. Okay. Why? Because previously he asked. Here, any doubt?
Sir, this chapter is not there for this week, sir.
You said it is total heat. Okay. Given here, whatever from those fundamentals. Suppose if I ask, like one previous question, what they asked in exam, they gave, means converting the graph from, like here I gave PV Nana. They may ask, they give one graph, that PV graph convert into like VT graph or PT graph, like different types of graphs. Okay. In that graph model, how to calculate, how to change the shapes. Okay. Here I think you can understand. If I give one graph, suppose here one graph is given like this. Okay. So here look at, this is one graph. In that graph, he gave the directions like this, and it is some VT graph. Okay. Volume and temperature. Okay. For that graph, here you draw, this is multi-optional, are given in advance. You draw the PV graph and PT graph. Okay. PV graph, what will be the shape of P and V here? Shape of the graph. And if I take, it is VT, volume and temperature. Here like x-axis, on x-axis and y-axis. Then what will be the shape? Okay. To some extent, we can fill the graph now. What's that? Here look at, suppose it is given in clockwise direction, some A, B, C. I select 3 points there. Look at from A to B, here the volume remains constant. Volume remains constant, means take some volume here. Okay, let it be some V1. Somewhere here I take some V1. Okay, this is V1. And from V at V1, volume remains constant, but temperature, look at there, temperature increases from T1 to T2. Okay, temperature scale increases from T1 to T2. Means temperature here increases. Okay, what in A to B I am seeing. Okay, temperature increases at constant volume, how the pressure changes? Means again you are going to your ideal gas equation. PV is equals to nRT. Always we draw the graph for given amount. Here R is constant. And in the A to B, volume is constant. So we can write P is directly proportional to T. P is directly proportional to, here what we require, pressure and volume. Alright. Here temperature increases. Okay, how the pressure increases at constant volume. Okay, here temperature increases, then pressure also increases. Simple. So at constant volume means you should get a straight line like this. Pressure increases if the temperature increases from T1 to T2. Pressure also increases. Pressure increases from P1 to P2. Okay, so you should get a graph like this. This is from A to B part over now. Okay, and then B to C, you see here, B to C, temperature constant. Okay, temperature, that is T2 is constant here. Okay, so it is at a temperature T1, it is at a temperature T2. Temperature is constant. Okay, when temperature is constant, that is, you know, the isothermal process. In isothermal process, or from this equation, we can write PV is equals to constant when temperature is equals to constant. Okay, and here you require how the pressure changes with volume. Okay, volume, look at here, decreases from V1 to some value V2. Okay, volume decreases. So graph should come this side. Volume decreases. And the pressure here, how you get? Simple. Volume is inversely proportional to pressure. Means here inversely proportional. So you will get a graph like pressure decreases. So sorry, volume decreases. So pressure should be increased. Okay. So pressure should be increased means it is not coming back to this pressure. Pressure should be increased. When volume decreases, pressure increases like this. Okay. From this temperature, pressure increases. And here the shape of the graph, you know, it should be like a rectangular hyperbola, like this. Okay. So some rectangular hyperbola, and you are getting the pressure to some, say, P. Okay. Where volume comes to what here from V1 to V2. Volume comes to V2. Okay. So look at here. This is the shape of the graph. And here, then look at it is going from C to A. Okay. C to A, here it is like one rectangular hyperbola. Like rectangular hyperbola, that too he did not mention the relation. So I have to take it as just like rectangular hyperbola means when volume decreases, temperature increases. So from C to A, this is from B to C part over Nana. Then from C to A, if I come here, C to A, it is appear like volume is inversely proportional to temperature. Volume is inversely proportional to temperature, that to T square or T cube he did not mention. Directly we take it as inversely proportional to temperature only. Okay, considering this as perfect rectangular hyperbola. Okay. Then here, look at from C to A, volume increases from V2 to again V1. Okay. Then what will be the relation between P and V means if you see again from PV is equals to nRT here. Okay. I require PV relation. So PV is directly proportional to T. That implies PV is directly proportional to T. T is inversely proportional to volume from this equation. Inversely proportional to volume means I will get a PV square is equals to constant. Okay. Again, you are getting P is inversely proportional to volume square. Okay. So it is not perfect rectangular hyperbola, just one hyperbola you will get. Okay. And inversely proportional means again you will get hyperbola type of graph. And when the volume increases, the pressure decreases and comes back to the original point A. So A to B, B to C part over. Now C to A. It is not perfect rectangular hyperbola. One hyperbola you will get like this. Okay. This is one hyperbola. And the shape you will get like one hyperbola type of graph. This is the shape of the graph which is transferred from volume temperature to pressure and volume. Okay. And here in this case, if they ask work Nana, okay, don't get confused. He gave volume temperature. Okay. So from my previous concept, what I explained there, if the graph is in clockwise, take the work done is equals to positive. But here the work done is not positive. Why? Because it is not PV graph now, it is volume temperature graph. So here don't conclude the work done is positive. Okay, after drawing the equivalent one, okay, here the PV graph, right? After drawing this PV graph, look at is it in clockwise or anti-clockwise? Look at here A to B, B to C, and C to A. It is in anti-clockwise direction. It is in anti-clockwise direction means in this case I can say the work done is positive. Okay. And that work done directly you can't find. Actually, in the PV graphs, to find out the work done, if the process is closed means like a cyclic process. If the process is closed, generally we say the area enclosed by the graph gives the work done. But here the area enclosed means that is not a perfect shape, Nana. That's why directly we can't find out what will be the area. Why? Because these are not circular parts, hyperbolic parts. So we have to find out what is the work done from A to B, again from B to C, again from C to A. Okay. A to B work done means it is volume constant. Volume constant means in the first process A to B, I can say the work done equals to 0. And then B to C, if you see here, B to C, there the volume is decreased. Volume is decreased means pakka the work done should be negative, no doubt at all. That negative you will get while solving. And here you said this is a perfect isothermal process. You said from B to C. Isothermal process, the work done, I think you remember that is nRT into log base E. Here, whatever the values, you know, not pressure. Actually, we know the values of volume. nRT into log V2 by V1 we like. There you will get negative nana. Why? Because V2 is less than V1. V2 is less than V1. Surely you will get this is some negative value. Okay. By that we have to find out from B to C. And C to A, this is dangerous. Okay. Which is equals to, it is not perfect what the isothermal or adiabatic. If you see there, I got PV square is equals to constant. PV square is equals to constant means the formula is, I think you know, NR here T by x minus 1 into, NR into delta T dt by x minus 1. This is the work done. Okay, this is the story, Nana. The work done in the process, okay, in the 3 times. And here the volume increases, so surely it is positive. And total work done in the cyclic process means we have to add W1 plus W2 plus W. That is the total work done, adding all the 3 works. In this way, we have to solve the work done in the processes. Okay. And he is asking the equivalent graph for volume and temperature also now. Given volume and temperature. So he is asking pressure and volume and pressure and temperature. Okay. Pressure and temperature means first one you see here, A to B, volume constant. Okay, volume constant means we took P is directly proportional to T. P is directly proportional to T means the temperature changes from T1 to T2. Temperature changes from T1 to T2. Okay. And it is directly proportional means it is just like Y is directly proportional to X. Like a straight line passing through origin. Straight line passing through origin means it is appeared like from T1 to T2. Here it will be a straight line like this. Okay. If you extend, that may pass through origin here. It is pressure P1 and that is pressure P2. Okay. It is a straight line from A to B. Okay. I think you understood there. P is direct, since P is directly proportional to T. So A to B part over now. Then B to C, if you see, temperature is constant. Temperature is constant and volume is decreasing. Okay, volume is decreasing means here if temperature is constant, volume is decreasing. So we have to take pressure should be increased. Pressure should be increased means we should not take down like this. Pressure should be increased from here. Temperature constant. Temperature constant means at T2 it is constant. At T2 we have to take a graph like this from B to C up to a pressure say some P3. Okay, this is P3. B to C it is going up, not down. Okay, and then B to C part over temperature constant, and then here C to A, I got like relation between PV is directly proportional to T, I got. Okay, and here given that V is inversely proportional to temperature means here I write PV is directly proportional to T from the ideal gas equation, and from the given graph V is inversely proportional to T. V is inversely proportional to T means I have to eliminate volume here. Why? Because I require relation between pressure and temperature. Pressure and temperature means volume should be eliminated. So P instead of volume I substitute 1 by T is directly proportional to T. So that P is directly proportional to T square, you will get done. Okay. P is directly proportional to T square means it is just like one parabola. Okay. So P is directly proportional to T square. It is just like a parabola. You will get like this. Okay. Here the temperature decreases. So the pressure also decreases to from P3 to P1. You will get like this. Okay. It is one shape manner there. Okay. So finally we are getting converting the VT graph, okay, into PV and PT models we solved there. Okay, here actually this is single option question, but I am asking what will be VT and PT graph by taking P and T here and V and T here. What will be the shape? Okay, first PT, what you say, Nana? You will get a straight line or some other. Okay. Here, if you see A to B, look at Nana in the graph, pressure is constant. Pressure is constant, that too volume is increasing some from V1 to some other value V2. Volume is increasing means according to your ideal gas equation, okay, keeping the pressure constant, volume is increasing means here temperature also increases. Okay, so we have to assume at one particular pressure the temperature volume increases, so temperature increases here. This is first from A to B. Okay, and in VT graph how we draw, Nana? Did you get any idea?
Straight line, sir.
A straight line actually passing through origin. Yeah, okay, right. Straight line like passing through origin. Here volume increases, so temperature also increases like this. Okay, very good. A to B. And then B to C, Nana. Okay, it is isothermal. Isothermal, that too from B to C, volume is increasing now. Volume is increasing means at constant temperature, when T is equals to constant, we write PV is equals to constant. Here, the pressure is decreasing and volume is increasing. In that case, here, volume is increasing. When you come to here, at constant temperature, volume is increasing. So, I have to draw here increase in volume like this, B to C, okay, at constant temperature, at this constant temperature, volume increases. And here at constant temperature means again vertical line only, but B to C pressure decreases. Pressure decreases means I should get pressure decreased pressure B to C like this. This is from B to C. Okay. And C to D actually here volume constant. Okay. Volume constant means I have to get in the second graph. Volume constant means, and that too here at constant volume I am decreasing the pressure from here to there. Decreasing the pressure means at constant volume in the equation, at constant volume, I have to write P is directly proportional to T. Okay. And here P is directly proportional to T means in this graph, I should get a straight line. That too pressure decreases. So pressure decreases means it should be a straight line like this. And pressure decreases like this. Okay. This is C to, sorry, from where to now we have to draw? From C to D, sorry. From C to D, it is a straight line passing through origin. C to D, pressure decreases. So pressure value should be decreased like one graph. I will get like this. Pressure decreases. And here, Nana, if you see C to D volume constant and pressure decreases means then temperature also will be decreased. Okay. Temperature decreases but volume constant. Volume is constant. Okay. But temperature should be decreased. Decreased means you should get like this. At constant volume. Okay. Are you following, Nana, the types of graphs here?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. And then here, if you see D to A, again isothermal. Isothermal means again temperature constant. Okay, I have to come to one constant temperature here. Here also at one constant temperature. Again, PV is directly proportional to D means PV is equals to constant. Okay, so here at a constant temperature, if you see in the P graph, pressure increases. Okay, so from one particular temperature, the pressure increases. Okay, the pressure increases and comes back to A. I have to take a straight line, Anna. Why? Because temperature is constant, isothermal process. So I should not take a straight line like this. Okay, I have to take a vertical line. That's why I took from here. Okay, again to join the A initial point. And here also temperature constant and D to A volume decreases. Volume decreases means it should come down. And temperature is constant. Temperature is constant, you should get a vertical line like this. And it should, yeah, like this. And it should come from D to A. So this is the shape of the graph of VT. And this is the shape of the graph of people. Okay, so this is the way how to convert the PV graph into other types, or PT graph into other types, or VT graph into other types. Okay, this is one model related to graphs. Okay, and next in the graphs, how to find here, like find out in the given graph the work done, or change in internal energy, or heat absorbed, or finally how to find the efficiency in the cyclic process without mentioning it is a Carnot cycle. Okay, suppose here I am finding out one previous question, Nana, given that is volume temperature graph he gave. This is one V and T graph. Okay, and there he gave first one rectangular hyperbola A to B like this, and then from here to B to C the volume increases given to some other point here, B to C, and then here he gave volume constant like one line C to D, and finally it is a straight line passing through origin given like this, D to A. Okay, this is one graph Nana given. In that graph he gave the parameters like the initial temperature is 300, and this is a diatomic gas, and here T1 is given as 300 Kelvin, sorry, and here T2 is given as 500 Kelvin. Diatomic gas he gave like hydrogen or oxygen, nitrogen like that, and here T2 is given as 500 Kelvin, that I mentioned, and here number of moles he gave it as 2 moles. Okay, this is the information given there, Nana. And here problem is, in this problem particularly, the temperature at D is not mentioned, but he is asking what is the work done by the graph from A to B, and here means what is the work done particularly from A to B, WAB. Okay, and here suppose if they give the temperature at a D like some T3 is equals to 400 Kelvin. Okay, what is the total amount of work done in the cyclic process? Okay, since it is a cyclic process, the total change in internal energy is equals to 0, that you know. Okay, what is the efficiency of the cycle? Okay, 3 questions I am asking. Okay, here. So look at Nana, first from A to B, if you see A to B, he said it is a perfect rectangular hyperbola. Rectangular hyperbola means A to B, he is saying that here, A to B in this part. Rectangular hyperbola means B is inversely proportional to temperature. Okay, P is inversely proportional to temperature means you will get some PV relation. PV is equals to nRT from that. Okay, so if you require PV relation, PV is directly proportional to T. T is directly proportional to 1 by V. That is PV square is equals to constant. What I got here. Okay. So the problem here, it is not some known process, it is actually polytropic process. In the polytropic process, here volume decreases now. Volume decreases means pakka it should be a negative value, work done. Okay. So here the work done in the first process, I can say W1 is equals to, according to our formula, NR dt by, I think it is 1 minus x, not x minus 1. Okay. Here NR by 1 minus x. Yeah, sure. NR by 1 minus x, it is 1 minus x only. That is N here given as 2 moles. R we know 8.3. Okay. dt, change in temperature is 200. 300 to 500. Exactly 200. Divided by 1 minus PV power x is 2 nana. Then you are getting this is 2 2s of 4. 4 into 830 divided by minus 1. You are getting. Okay, so that you will get some work done there now. Okay, that work done, it is what I said minus. It is surely some 0, 4 3s are 12, 4 8s are 20, 2520 joules. Okay, am I right? 1 2 correct. 830.
3320, sir.
3 and 6. Sorry, it is 3320 joules. Okay. This is the amount of work done. Means first question from A to B is over now. The answer is minus 3320 joules. Okay. Then here second question, what is the total amount of work done? Means we have to calculate all the works here from B to C, C to D, and D to E. Okay. B to C temperature constant. B to C temperature constant is W2 from B to C. Here I write. The work done, temperature constant means it is isothermal process. Nana. In the isothermal process, you know the work done is equals to W2 is equals to nRT into log V2 by V1. Okay. Again, we know the number of moles, that is 2, R is 8.3 into temperature here, B to C. The temperature is 500, that is 500 into log V2 by V1. Final volume, we have to come to know the volumes here. Okay. Suppose they give the values of volumes here and there as like some, here it is some 2 meter cube. There it is some like 10 meter cube, and here the volume is say some 4 meter cube. Okay, given. So B to C, the change in volume means V2 by V1. Okay, B to C 10 by 2. That I am getting log 5 now. Okay, so here this I am getting 2 into 5, 10, 10 into 8, 30 into log 5. That is like 8300 into log 5 I am getting, and which is positive. W2 I am getting. Why? Because directly you can say volume is increased. Okay. Obviously, when you come to numericals in bracket, they will give the value of log 5 is how much, that we substitute and we try to calculate W2. And W3 will be easy now. I think even you also can see W3. This is from where to where? C to D. C to D, you can say W3 is equals to, straight away you can say 0. Why? Because volume is constant there. Okay. And last here we have to calculate what from D to A. D to A, if I see volume is decreasing, so pakka it is negative. And there from D to A, while decreasing, if you see there, Nana, it is a straight line passing through origin. Straight line passing through origin means you can say V is directly proportional to T. V is directly proportional to T means pressure is constant. Okay, pressure is constant, that is Charles law. Nana. Pressure is constant here passing through origin. Means it is coming under isobaric process. Isobaric process, the work done is equals to simply P into dV. Okay, here pressure I don't know. So if I differentiate the ideal gas equation, PdV is equals to, since pressure is constant, PdV is equals to, I will get nR dt. So I can take here it as nR dt, either PdV or nR dt, an isobaric process. Okay. In that isobaric process, I am getting N is equals to here, this is 2 moles, R is 8.3 into dt. From here to there, temperature is decreasing from 400 to 300. 400 to 300 is minus 100. Okay. So that we can say directly, since volume is D2A, volume is decreasing. That's why Pakka work done is negative. So this one I am getting 6, 16, 1660 joules I am getting. Okay. So second question over now. Total work done means directly by adding W1 plus W2 plus W3 plus W4. Okay. So compared to here, you may get some value either positive or negative. Something you will get by adding and substituting log 5 value. Okay, that calculation, no problem. We can do it. Okay. So second part is over. So third part, we have to understand how to find the efficiency of a graph. Okay. Efficiency here we have to calculate either using the total work done by amount of heat absorbed, okay, or 1 minus amount of heat rejected, means which is negative, divided by amount of heat absorbed, which is positive. If you understand this concept, we can solve it very easily now. Means in the 4 processes, of course, if you calculate the total work done by doing like this, no need to step back. Directly we can substitute that work done here. Okay. Suppose the second question is not given, then it is very easy here. What is Q2 and what is Q1? That is the other way. Okay. 2 ways are there to solve. So first of all, we have to identify how many heats are there which are negative and how many heats are there which are positive. Don't directly take the Q1 is the amount of heat in the first process A to B, and don't take Q2 is the amount of heat rejected in the last process. Okay, that is the total amount of heat rejected in the cyclic process. Okay. Total amount of heat rejected means how many negatives and how many positives we have to see there. Okay, so in that, if you observe here, to find out the efficiency, okay, A to B, I already calculated the work done, which is negatives. A to B, if you see, W is negative. Okay, and that to A to B, to find out the amount of heat, I have to use the first law of thermodynamics. U plus W. dQ is equals to du plus dw. Okay. So the change in internal energy here, generally we write it as using the formula NCV dt. That we can calculate now. N, in this problem he gave it is 2 moles. CV is, he said it is a diatomic. Diatomic means gamma is 7 by 5, Cp by Cv. So Cv is equals to 5R by 2 nana. Simple shortcut. Okay. So like Cp by Cv is 7R by 2, Cv is 5R by 2. So Cv is 5R by 2 into dt, A to B. A to B dt is 200. Okay. So R is 8.3 into, I am going to get 1000 here. Okay, that is around 10, okay, 8300 joules I am getting. Okay, this is internal energy. U1 in the first process. Look at U1 is positive. W is in the first process negative. That to positive value is more. That's why whatever you are finding out Q from A to B is surely, which is U1, 8300 plus minus 3320. Of course, you will get something here. Let it be some Q1, which is positive. Okay, you will get some value there. Okay, but that is not the Q1 in the question, in the formula, what I'm saying. Okay, one positive value. So A to B part over. I'm erasing here A to B. And then B to C, I got work done positive. So if I see the internal energy from B to C, U2 is equals to, if I write here, U2 equals to NCV dt. Okay, again N is 2, CV is 5R by 2. Here look at, this is temperature constant. Temperature constant means dt is 0 straight away. So U2 0. Therefore, Q is equals to, from the formula U plus W, U is 0, Q is equals to W, that is already positive. So from QA to B, B to C, if you write, okay, that one which is Q2 I am writing, not the Q2 here, better you take small q1 now. So no need to get confused here. Q2, this is also positive. Okay. And then C to D, check there, B to C part also over, erasing here. Okay. C to D, work done 0. That's why from C to D, straight away I can write it is the internal energy. That internal energy, if you write it as NCV dt, here without substituting, you see, even if you substitute like 5R by 2 into dt, look at C to D, temperature decreases. Decrease in temperature is 100, that is minus 100. So altogether you are getting some negative value now. Okay, negative value means I take it as Q3, and here this is negative, I am saying, which is minus 500 into 8.3. Okay, it is negative. So look at here, first two are positive, third one I got negative. Last I am coming from D to A. Okay, D to A I got the work done is negative now, minus 1660. Okay, so internal energy I have to write. Internal energy U4 is equals to NCV into dt, D to A, dt, temperature changes from 400 to 300. 400 decreases, Nana, so minus 100. So no need to solve this one. U is negative, W is negative. So it is, I am getting negative. Okay, some U plus W, which is, let it be Q4, it is negative. Okay, look at here, in the whole process, anywhere Q is not equal to 0. Okay, here 2 positive values I got, 2 negative values I got. Okay, therefore I am going to use the formula efficiency is equals to 1 minus Q2 by Q1. Here Q1, which is the positive heat I got in 2 processes. So I have to take Q1 as Q1 plus Q2, both as Q1. Okay, right? I think don't get confused. Not in the first process, in the whole process, how many positives? Suppose you got A to B, B to C, C to D, all positives. These 3 are positives. Then straight away you can say Q1 is equal to Q1 plus Q2 plus Q3. Okay, only one is positive. Okay, A to B is positive, sir. Happy. Q1 is equal to only Q1. Okay, sir, A to B and D to A are positive, sir. Okay, Q1 plus Q4 equals to Q1. Likewise, how many positives are there in the whole process? The total positive heat is Q1. And here total negative heat is Q2. Total negative heat means, luckily here I got only in 3 and 4. That's why I write Q2 is equals to Q3 plus Q4. Therefore, efficiency, after finding out the numerical values, I substitute here 1 minus Q2 by Q1. This is the efficiency. Likewise, we have to find out the efficiency of one cyclic process. Okay, here understood how to. Okay, if you come to what I am saying in ST graph, the advantage is this. Generally, entropy definition, what we say, Nana, S is equals to delta Q by T. Is at one constant temperature, what is the amount of heat absorbed? Okay, that ratio, if you take, it is called as entropy. General what we say. So in this case, the amount of heat, look at straight away I'm getting without finding out the internal energy or the work done. So compared to, if you see there, the PV or PT or VT graphs, look at in ST graph, without finding out the work done and internal energy, I'm getting the heat. So from my point of view, what I say, instead of asking those graphs, if they ask ST graph, entropy temperature graph, it will be very easy to find out the efficiency of the cycle. Okay. In this one, I can say the amount of heat absorbed or released straight away, the Q1 or Q2, with the cross multiplication S into T. Sir, here temperature is changing, sir. In some cases, entropy is changing, sir. Okay, if it is a variable, then straight away take it as integral T ds. Okay, this is the equation to find out the amount of heat absorbed or released. Okay, in this case, look at Nana, that ds is equals to 0 if I give the names like A, B, C, D. Okay, ds here the entropy is constant. Entropy is constant, ds is 0. ds is 0, amount of heat equals to 0. So straight away I can say QBC is equals to 0, and here also the entropy is constant. QAD also equals to 0. Okay, see here, straight away the two processes, the amount of heats I got 0. So we have to find out only from A to B and C to D. Okay, and from this equation, if you see A to B, okay, the S, ds, what I'm saying, S is increasing. S is increasing means pakka in the first process I will get positive Nana, and in the second process means fourth process I will get it is negative. So if you see here A to B, S is increasing. S is increasing means here Q from A to B, ds is positive. So straight away I can say here I will get positive, means heat is absorbed, okay, absorbed by the system. And here C to D, the ds value is decreasing, S value is decreasing now. S value is decreasing means ds is negative. ds is negative means the heat is, you will get negative value, which is rejected. Rejected means taken out from the system. That we draw like this. Okay, taken out of it. That is, heat is given to the system. Here heat is taken out from the system. And Q, C to D, I will get negative. Okay, so efficiency, if they ask here, straight away I can say efficiency is equals to 1 minus heat released by heat absorbed. Heat released only in one process, that is Q from C to D, and heat absorbed here, that is from A to B. Okay. Here that heat, how to get, sir? Simple. It is a straight line. It is a straight line somewhere intersecting here. And suppose they give the temperatures here and there. Okay, like T1 and T2. Right? Then you can write the equation for this straight line. We are having the positive slope. Then you can write y is equals to mx plus c. Slope is equals to, you can write T2 minus T1 by, here this is from S1 to S2, S2 minus S1. Okay, that is the temperature. That temperature here you try to integrate. So if you want Q from A to B, simply I substitute this T there, T2 minus T1 by S2 minus S1 into S plus C into ds. So I'm going to get like T2 minus T1 by S2 minus S1. By, if they give the value, substitute here into this S ds is S square by 2 plus C into ds. ds is S. Then substitute the limits. Like from S1 to S2, here also from S1 to S2. You will get some values there. SAR C, I don't know. That I think you can calculate. C means simply by putting either T1 or T2, you get the C value. Means here if you put T2 is equals to T2 minus T1 by S2 minus S1 into S2, T2 and S2 parameters and substituting plus C. From this you can find C is equals to, by taking this term to the other hand, you will get the C value. That you substitute there and find out QED. Okay. In the same way, try to find out from C to D. So it is again finding out Q from A to B is a little bit interrelated to integration. Okay. This is ST graph, and from ST graph, how to find amount of heat absorbed and amount of heat rejected, and how to find, and here from those two, how to find the efficiency of the graph.